Hey, what's up, guys? I know some of you have been asking me lately, hey man, when you gonna do Black Ops 3 multiplayer via Xbox One S, upscale to 2160p? And I'm like, hey, I think it's about time I do it. I did do a single player comparison on this game, and it looked decent. It wasn't the greatest upscale ever, but it was a decent upscale. Now, I don't know if this game runs on 720p or 900p, but we're going to upscale it anyway. So the main purpose of this video is going to be multiplayer, Black Ops 3 on Xbox One S upscale, and that's what we're going to do. Alright, so here's my character right here. We're gonna go find a match and get this rolling. Alright, here we are. Game is loading up. Multiplayer team deathmatch, and we'll see how it looks. I mean, it's a decent upscale. Honestly, I don't see any issues. Even though if this game it's running 720p original or 900p, I think it's 720p, but still for 720p, I would say that this game looks pretty cool for multiplayer. There we go. Well, it looks pretty good, honestly. I barely see any lag or anything like that. This is the Nuketown 20-something 20, whatever. So there's no lag. The only thing I see, it's the little bit, little bit of tear down in some aspects of the levels here. And it's like, I would say 30 or 28 frames per second. That's what I would say this game it's running. 28 to 30. Yeah, we killed each other, man. Remember, I'm not competing. I'm just doing this as a test. So, for all of you hardcore Call of Duty guys, you can stop shitting on my fucking channel, because I'm not hardcore Call of Duty guy, nor have I ever fucking be, alright? This is a demo purpose. So do me a favor, don't write your biblical prophecy comments, because you're never gonna see that comment on my channel. I'm just letting you know in advance. That shit is just wasting your time. So. Well, all in all, it looks good. I don't see any issues. The only problem I see, it's running at like 28 to 29 frames per second, I think. The frame rate here is not that good. I mean, look at this. It's like driving Miss Daisy. We'll see how PlayStation 4 Pro, if PlayStation 4 Pro can run these games like with the nice textures and everything, 60 frames per second, then yeah, man, upscale to 4K, that'd be great. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. But yeah, it looks good. I mean, it looks good, but nothing like that it's going to, knock your socks off. It's a decent upscale. The one thing I noticed, when you upscale the game, the colors kind of pop out a little bit. I noticed that. And The only issue I see, it's a frame rate. Now let me switch to 720p or 1080p and see how the frame rates are. Hold on a second, let me see that. Alright, so I switched back to 1080p, and I noticed that it runs a little bit, just a little bit smoother, a little bit better, that's all. Slightly, a little bit better. And it looks like shit. I mean, right now, I mean, the graphics and everything just looks like crap. Alright, so let me switch back to upscale 4K. Here, just to show you that it is being upscaled now to 4K from 1080p. So let's get back to it. I mean, it's a decent upscale. Even a 720p game or 900p game will look decent on the upscale. You know what I mean? The only issue I see here is the frame rate. The frame rate is like 28 to 29, maybe 30. You know, I don't think this game it's running at the very high frame rate. I think maximum this game can do is like 28, 29, 30. Alright, the next test I'm gonna do is zoom in my camera and then switch back between upscaled 4K and 1080p. And we'll see how the game unfolds with all the players in and how it looks. Okay, so here we are, upscaled 4K resolution, and then I'm gonna switch back to a 1080p in about 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I switched back to 1080p, and clearly you can see the gun looks a little bit bigger, and it just looks crap here, honestly. But it's not a true like 1080p. This game is running at 720p, and just let me show you how crappy it is. This is the crappy Xbox One 720p, and let's keep it like this on these branches, and then I'm gonna switch back to 4K. Actually, I got kicked off because, you know, remember, I'm playing online multiplayer, so as soon as you're not being active, they kicked you out. So anyway, let's do this test. Okay, I'll keep it like this. This is basically 1080p, but the game is running on 720p. So game is basically being upscaled from 720p to 1080p here, and I'm gonna try to take this 720p upscale to 1080p game to 4K upscale. So in about 1, 2, 3, 4, upscale to 4K. Okay, so here we are back to upscale to 4K. And quite honestly, the only difference you'll see is just that some edges are smooth. All it did is smoothen up those edges because it duplicates the picture. But this is where I was talking about that article yesterday. You know, not every game is going to look good on the upscale. There's some games that developers just couldn't squeeze much out of the system, and all they had was lousy 720p and lousy textures. If you have a game that's running a lousy textures and lousy 720p, even that upscale is not going to help it, because it's going to even look more blurrier. It's going to look more like shittier. And here clearly you can see that, you know, it's not helping. Here, I'll keep it like this, then I switch back to 720 to 1080p again in about 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're back, and here clearly you can see 1080p. 720p upscale to 1080p just looks like crap. You know. Granted, if you're watching this from a distance, you're not going to notice that much, but believe me, it looks like crap. So what have we learned about upscaling? Certain games, they're running 1080p, native 1080p, 60 frames per second or 30 frames per second, like Forza Horizon, truly gets the benefit of that upscale 4K. This game or Battlefield 1, it's not going to get that benefit. If you're going to buy Battlefield 1, buy it on PlayStation 4 or PC. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video.